Hi everybody, this is Janet Wright, and this will be a really cool walkthrough video, and it's also one of the technique videos for the first clairvoyant triplet set happening in July 2018. The theme is clairvoyance, opening up your clairvoyance and viewing yourself. And there's sort of sub-themes to it, melting facades, self-acceptance, authenticity. So this melting facades, unhealthy facades. So a facade is it's like spiritually speaking, it's a false front or a fake kind of image that you may actually have for yourself, but you also show to other people. So in your aura, what does that look like? It tends to look like a big piece of energy that's in front because it's a facade. You're hiding behind it. So it's a false image of what you're like. Okay, so for example, like maybe it's like a big piece of energy just flat like this, and it's just right here or right here or right here, or maybe even bigger, right here. But that's the idea. Technically, it's actually just a hard piece of energy, but generally you've created it, often subconsciously, and usually it's from this lifetime that you've created it, although it may be from childhood, from adolescence, from early adulthood. I mean, it could be that you created it years ago. Typically that's more common because now you're ready to get rid of it. So a facade could be like, oh, I'm always a compassionate person, or oh, I'm always, a calm, mild-mannered person, or oh, I'm very educated, or oh, I'm, like all this stuff that you want people, all these ways that you want people to see you, right? And it's not authentic because, I mean, if you're being authentic on a spirit level, you just let people see you. Like, hey, this is me. You like it? Great. You don't like it? It's still me. That's authenticity on a spirit level. You just let people see you and observe you, and you work on your safety so that doesn't feel threatening to you, right? But you don't hide behind walls. You just let people see the way you are because, I mean, if that's important to you to be authentic, right? You may actually have a facade that you are authentic, like, oh, I always do what I say I'm going to do, or oh, I always, and that's just a facade that you're authentic. Generally people, if you're really seeing the real view of them, you'll see the flaws, you'll see the weaknesses as well as the strengths. That's a realistic view of a real person. So clearing facades is a lot more fun than you'd think it would be. Like you'd think it would be like so awkward and triggering and like, oh, I'm terrified to clear my facades. But then when you actually clear one, you get a lot of energy back. It's like so amazing. Like it's all subconscious usually. So you don't realize like how much energy it's been taking to hold up this silly stuck piece of energy, like this fake image of yourself. It's really like, it takes a lot of energy to have it there. So then once you clear it, you're like, it's just like, oh, I didn't realize I was putting myself through that. So anyway, so it's good. So in this healing, why we did it is because, you need to see the real you. With clairvoyance, when you use clairvoyance to view your own energy, or subconsciously you use clairvoyance to just see a realistic view of yourself and your strengths and weaknesses and where you're at in a certain project or where you're at in life or in a relationship. You really want to see the real you. You don't want to see all these silly false images of like, I always tell the truth, I'm never rude, I never lose my temper, oh la la la. They're just gonna give you a really unrealistic sense of what you're actually doing in your life. And they're really impossible to live up to also. So it creates tremendous stress. So anyway, Let's get to it. So in the healing, what we did is, since we're doing so many other powerful things in this set, we only are clearing, well, for the first healing, we only cleared 1 or 2 facades. But you could keep going, just definitely ask your angels or use your intuition and say, well, how many can I clear right now that are healthy and gentle for me to clear? And take into account like what you're doing the next day. Do you have time to meditate in the morning the next day to kind of, ease yourself into this new you that doesn't have that facade, so what we did this time in the first healing on Friday was we went kind of slow with it, and we just did 1 or 2 facades that we melted. And then, maybe in the Sunday or the Tuesday healing, it'll be more like melt 2 to 3 facades or 2 to 4 facades. We'll see what people are ready for at that time. Okay. But anyway, so let's just do, I'm wondering, cause I know how we did it in the healing, but how is it most interesting to do as a walkthrough? That's what I'm trying to decide. Well, in the healing, what we did is we just had people decide ahead of time, like with their angels, okay, I'm going to melt 1 or 2. And then I just help with lots of gold light, to melt them. Cause it's just really a big piece of hard energy, and it can be melted with gold light. Even though you made it, it gets melted with gold light cause you're ready to let go of it, So just imagine the front of your aura, because they're going to be in the front, because you're kind of hiding behind it. Like, yeah, this is me. This is me. This is how I am. Don't look at the real me. Look at my facade. So just gold light. And, the funny thing is, though, not to go on too big a tangent, hopefully, but sometimes, it's rare, but sometimes, usually people that I try to have less and less facades. I try to show you guys the flaws and the reality of me. But every once in a while, there's someone who's really disappointed that I'm not like some deity or something, and I don't see perfectly. I don't always have great energy, They're like, oh no, well then there's no hope for me if you're not perfect. They kind of need their little fake perfection idea. But deep down, nobody needs that. It's just stressing everybody out, okay? So, so imagine the front of your aura and just melt away. Let's just do 1 this way, and then we'll do it 1 a different way. So we'll give you variety, okay? So this is the way we did it in the healing, though. We didn't, do a big deal about it. So we just melted them away. So you just imagine the front of your aura, and you can imagine 1 or 2 hard pieces of energy. Generally, they're bigger, kind of like big signs, like, I'm always honest, or I'm always compassionate, or I always sleep well, just kind of hold, imagine 1 or 2 of them that are healthy and gentle to clear, and just melt them away. You could bring up a little earth energy if you want. Don't worry about the color, just some rainbow colors. You can use gold light and just melt away people's cords, because sometimes people are cording these facades subconsciously, because they're hard pieces of energy. So anyway, just melt away the cords with your intention and your imagination from these 1 or 2 facades that you're melting this way. And then also think about moving out of resistance, because that'll help too. So I can relax. I can let go of this. Deep breath. There we go. That helped. All right. So let's reground, okay? Just in case. So in case you need that. So big grounding, red or orange or yellow, as wide as your whole aura, and all the way up high to your 3rd chakra. Your 3rd chakra is below your sternum. Your sternum is the bone that goes down this way. So when that ends, that's where your 3rd is. So make a red or orange or yellow grounding that goes as high as your 3rd chakra, as wide as your whole aura. And it goes all the way down to the core of the earth, like a big waterfall that's red or orange or yellow, all the way down to the core of the earth. And just deep breath, think about letting go. I can let go. Because releasing something like that can start a really good chain reaction, of releasing, and just, maybe you're bringing in new energy. So you want that nice, strong, wide grounding to just stabilize you and make it an enjoyable energy shift. Okay, so that's one way to let go of a facade, very easy. And then another way is just you kind of play a little bit more with it and get a sense of conscious knowledge of what the facade is as you're letting go of it, which, you know, it's a little interesting. So this part's optional, you know, so if you're not as intuitive yet, you'll get there if you keep working. But if you're not as intuitive yet, just kind of go along with it. Okay, so just imagine another facade that's healthy and gentle for you to clear, but it's kind of a fun one for you to read at the same time. So it's kind of lighter. It's not going to freak you out to have conscious knowledge of it. Okay, so just find one of those in the front of your aura, some facade that accidentally, subconsciously you created. Okay, and I'll find one too. That's good for the video example. Let's see. That's funny. Okay, so go ahead and notice what aura layer it's in. Okay, so your aura layers, they're like 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, right? So 1 is closest to your body, and they go out, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So just with your intuition, kind of count or just know, okay, that one's in this layer. So that's just a little piece of information, because the nature of that aura layer and therefore that chakra gives you a little bit of a sense of what it's like. So mine is in my 5th layer. So 5th layer is about communication, right? If you want to know a little more, like I have a video called Chakras, Psychic Chakras 201, and it goes through each chakra. It's pretty short, it's under 10 minutes, and it'll go through each chakra and what each one does, right? But mine is 5th layer, so it has to do with communications, right? But maybe yours is like 4th chakra, it has to do with love and self-love and relationships. Maybe it's 3rd chakra, it has to do with taking action. 2nd chakra has to do with emotions, you know. So that's a little piece of knowledge where it is, right? And then you just, you can bring up some earth energy and just ground it, melt away cords from it as you kind of think of what it is. And usually it'll be like this sort of, you know, kind of a perfect, you know, like you're trying to be perfect. And again, you know, it wasn't your finest moment probably when you created it. That's okay. So my 2 facades here that are, you know, lighter, more up, they're not like weird that I'm not going to feel comfortable saying in a video, you know, but they are facades that I need to melt. There's like 2 of them, and one has to do with I always tell the truth, and one of them is I never swear. Which, you know, I know there might be kid viewers, and I do agree that it's not great to swear, and kids should never swear because you'll get in big trouble if you do in school and, you know, to your parents, and, you know, so for kids, it's a good plan to never swear at all. Although kids, you probably do know that some adults do swear. And so when you're an adult, maybe once in a while you could swear, but that's one of those things that you just save for later. Then you'll be much better off. Okay, but so I have a facade here, probably because I have kid viewers, and I try to act like I never have sworn in my whole life, which of course is not true. So kids, you know, when you're an adult, sometimes you could swear just a little. And then the whole thing about I always tell the truth, which, you know, is not true. I don't always tell the truth. I try to, but, you know, that's a facade. So I'm just going to melt both of those things, okay? And so you can go ahead and get, if you need to pause the video maybe to get a sense of what your facade is about, and then just melt it away. You know, melt the cords, with gold light, just melt the cords from other people going into it. You may be cording them as well, so that's why I'm using gold light on both sides, because I am cording the facades myself. And just relax, move out of resistance. Be the flow, don't be the glue. You can let go of these facades. There we go. All right, good. So, and again, let's do an earth energy soak just to finish up with this. So you still have your grounding. Why don't you recreate it, red or orange or yellow, nice and wide, going all the way down to the core of the earth. and just do an earth energy soak, one color earth energy soak. You take that same color that you want for your grounding, red or orange or yellow. I think I'm going to do an orange this time, and use it like a straw, a giant wide straw going down to the center of the earth, and bring up orange or red or yellow earth energy all the way up, and just soak your whole body, your aura, all your chakras, all your organs. Just do a full earth energy soak. Just surround yourself with the earth energy, soak it up as much as you need, and just let that soak stay up there for a little, just so you can kind of, comfort yourself. You can have some deep breaths. Think, I can let go, I can receive. All right, so if you want, you could bring that back down to the level of your third chakra, so then it's just grounding, but you can also leave it up. I'm gonna leave mine up. All right, cool. So what you did is you melted facades. You melted, depending on how many, 1 to 3 facades, so that, you technically you have more authenticity now than you did before you watched this video. So I'm very interested to, hear any feedback that you have about it. What was it like for you? And if you want other people to see the video, comments do help with that for YouTube. And also you could give it a thumbs up, and that would help as well. Okay, bye.